I want to talk about the rich man who ran to Jesus. The account of this is found in Mark 10, about 17 through 27, and Matthew 19, 16 through 25. So this guy runs up to Jesus. He says, "Good teacher, what must I do to inherit the kingdom of God?" And Jesus says, uh, "No one's good except God. Why are you calling me good?" And so this guy um, says, "Well, I'm good. I've kept all the commandments since childhood." That's pretty amazing. Well, his he just blew it because his streak just came to a screaming halt when Jesus says no one's good and he says I'm good. Well, I'm going to say that's a lie. So, like I said, his streak of purity and holiness came to a screeching halt when he says, "I'm good. I've kept all the commandments," where Jesus just said no one's done that. So Jesus says, "Well, then give all your stuff away." And the guy he freaks out. "I'm not going to give all my stuff away." And he walks away sad. And Jesus says, "Well, it's harder for a rich man to go to heaven than a camel to go through the eye of a needle." A lot of people say there was a tube in the camel's ear. It was possible, but I don't buy that. I think he's really talking about a needle. Just my opinion. And this whole thing is my take on this. And then his disciples are amazed. And they're like, "Well, who can go to heaven then?" Why did they think this? Why were they shocked that this guy, they thought, well, who can go to heaven if this guy can't make it? My opinion is I think there was a thinking in the times that if you had wealth, it was an indication that you were righteous. Why do I think this? Because Paul mentions it in 1 Timothy 6:5, where he says that he's basically saying that godliness is not a means to financial gain. So just because you have a lot of money, that doesn't mean you're a holy, righteous person. And I think maybe this guy was looking at this like, "Look at all my money, I'm pretty good, right?" And Paul kind of squelches that. And read this stuff for yourself, because I'm ad-libbing and I'm paraphrasing. So read it for yourself and see what you think. So this rich guy that ran to Jesus, what was Jesus addressing? An idol. This guy had an idol, and his idol, with some pride oozing out of him too, but his idol was money, his stuff. So what do you think this guy had? This rich guy that ran to Jesus, we know he was wealthy. What do you think he had? A bunch of cows? Gold? Silver? What was he going to do with it? Compare that to where we are now. You can only eat so many cows. What are you going to do with your gold? You can't buy a car. You can't buy, let's see, did he have one of these? No, he didn't. We do. We have way more than this rich guy had. So I just want to, I think, for me, if I start to take ownership of my stuff, I'm in danger of being this guy, because I have way more. I have a phone, I have a car, and he didn't have social media accounts, video games. He didn't have a big screen TV. He didn't have most of the things that we have, the luxuries that we have. So I always try to remind myself, if I take ownership of my stuff, my car, my cell phone, my home, if I take ownership of it like this guy did and make it an idol, I could be in danger of being this guy. So I am always cautious and try to keep all the stuff that God has put under my management at arm's length away. It's not mine. I'm managing it, and I need to keep that arm's length away from me. So my thoughts, you guys have comments, put them in the comment section. Those are my thoughts on this guy and just kind of my take and things that I've gotten out of it. So give me your comments and let me know what you think.